Everyone thinks photochromic polarized lenses are one thing. They're not. There are actually 3 completely different ways this technology exists, and most people don't even know the other 2.
You're now tuned in to the Optical Gallery.
If you're new to the channel, I'm Nick, creator of Eyewear, lens artist and dispensing optician at the Optical Gallery. And today we're talking about photochromic polarized lenses. Before we get into the different types, let's just take a moment to level set, because if you're not deep into optics, these terms get thrown around a lot. First up, polarized lenses. A polarized lens uses a special filter that reduces glare caused by reflected light, usually horizontal light bouncing off surfaces like water, roads, snow or car bonnets. That's why polarized lenses are so effective for driving, water sports, sailing, fishing, anywhere glare becomes uncomfortable or fatiguing. They don't just make things darker, they calm the light down and make vision feel more stable. Now, photochromic lenses. A photochromic lens is a light adaptive lens. It changes based on UV and in some cases visible light, going from lighter to darker as conditions change. The aim isn't just comfort, some photochromic lenses also enhance contrast and visual clarity, not just reduce brightness. So when we talk about photochromic polarized lenses, we're talking about combining glare reduction with light adaptation. And that's where things get interesting, because this is a very niche lens combination. This video isn't a comparison. It's not about what's better, it's about what actually exists, how each option behaves, and who, if anyone, these lenses are really designed for. For a long time, most people thought there was only one way to combine photochromic and polarized technology. And that brings me to my first option. Transitions XTRActive Polarised. This is currently the only lens on the market that goes from clear to polarized. Indoors, the lens is clear, outdoors it darkens. And as it darkens, the polarization gradually increases. That detail is really important. This lens is not polarized all the time. The polarization builds as the lens activates. At full outdoor activation, it can reach up to around 90% polarization efficiency, which is very good, but it's dynamic, not constant. The big upside is that it does activate in the car, which is rare for photochromics. The limitation is that it's currently only available in grey. And just on a personal note, I genuinely love what this lens does. The only thing I wish for is colour choice. Grey is great, it's neutral, it's safe, it works for most people. But a true clear to polarized lens with different colour options would be incredible. Right now that colour limitation is really the only compromise. Still, for someone who wants one pair, indoors, outdoors and in the car, this is a fantastic solution. But it's not the only way photochromic and polarized technology can exist together. The other 2 options take a completely different approach. Instead of starting clear, they start with a base polarized tint. That means the lens is polarized from the very beginning, and then it adapts darker with light. That distinction matters. The first of those is Zeiss AdaptiveSun Polarised. And this is essentially a polarized sun lens that adapts darker. It starts at around 60% tint, it's always polarized and it darkens further outdoors. It's available in grey, brown and Pioneer their grey-green colourway. Because the polarizing filter is always present, that glare reduction is consistent, not dependent on activation. This isn't designed to be an everyday clear to dark lens. It's designed for people in very bright environments who find standard photochromics don't go dark enough and who want polarization all the time. It's controlled, predictable, very refined, and can be combined with Zeiss's flash mirrors and DuraVision coatings. And the third option is Marma's Polar Dinamica. This takes a more modular approach. You start with a polarized base lens, which is a 50% polarized sun lens, and that base comes in grey, brown and blue, which is also known as sky. Now the grey and the brown are available in a 1.5 and a 1.6 index, and the blue is only available in 1.5. From there you add Dinamica photochromic on top of the base tint, and this is where things get really interesting. Dinamica can darken the lens up to 85 to 90% depending on the colour. So the lens is polarised from the start, darker when needed, and is capable of subtly changing how you perceive contrast and tone. The combinations you can create are endless to enhance your vision. It's a decision that needs a more tailored approach that isn't catalogue driven. Needless to say, you can also add flash mirrors and specialist coatings if you want to fine-tune the performance and aesthetics even further. Instead of one fixed identity, the lens evolves with the light. Now I want to pause here, because this is where context really matters. This is a very niche lens combination, and I'll be completely honest, this isn't something I recommend often at all. In fact, when I first started thinking about this video, I found myself genuinely struggling to work out who these lenses are actually for. I had to think about it properly, I had to think about it in real world terms, not just on paper. And the more I thought about it, the clearer it became. These lenses exist because for a very specific group of people, they make absolute sense. Sailors, boaters, fishers, people spending long days around open water. People whose hobbies involve outdoor activities. Transition's XTRActive Polar tends to be a more universal lens for the everyday wearer. But in all of these situations, you're moving between environments, and having polarization from the start with added adaptability can be genuinely useful. And I do want to be very honest about one thing, particularly with Polar Dinamica. You don't get the same colour saturation as you would with a traditional fixed tinted sun lens and Dinamica. That's just the reality of layering technologies. But how you actually visualize the world through them is exceptional. The clarity, the contrast and the comfort are where these lenses really shine. It's less about bold saturation and more about visual harmony. So I'm genuinely curious, which one of these approaches, if any, would suit your lifestyle? Clear to polarized, or starting with a base tint and adapting from there? And if the answer is none of them, that's absolutely fine too. Drop it in the comments because I geek out over this stuff and I genuinely love hearing your take. If you enjoyed this video and you want to go deeper into photochromic technology, I've already done 2 deep dives. One on transitions to new Gen S and a complete guide to Dinamica photochromic lenses. They're on the screen now, so feel free to watch one of those next. Until next time, protect your eyes and look good doing it.